Hey.
Hey! How's it going?
Just sitting in my car, getting ready to graduate, hanging
I
out.
saw that you're graduating today. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it whenever I asked you to come be on the live.
Oh, no. Hey, you know, anything for you, Jackie, of course.
Aww.
And I can do both.
You can graduate and be an incredible color guard instructor at the same time.
Exactly.
It's fantastic. So, Spinthusiasts that are watching, this is my friend Brittany. Used to be Winfrey, is now Roberts. We marched drum corps together, I don't know, like 2 million years ago? 3 million years ago?
Feels like it. Feels like a while. Yes.
Definitely.
Time,
It's definitely been a minute. So we marched Memphis Sound back in 2005. If you guys saw the picture that I posted of us tossing our rifles, that's the only picture I could find of us actually performing together. I don't know if you know this.
I know. Well, it felt like we were always on opposite ends of the field.
I agree. Like the only part was that rifle feature, which is what that picture is from. It's from that rifle feature where we're like throwing our rifles.
Yeah, no fair. But we still remain friends, and we're still connected today, so they couldn't keep us apart.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yes. Those silly drill riders thought they could keep us apart. We came back together.
No. Which,
oh my gosh,
I
one
was
of our
hoping you were my partner.
says that. Oh, your partner for.
You remember when the choreography was rifle saber duet for like a week? And we were almost partners, but then I ended up with Leslie, who ended up leaving, which I think that's how we ended up by each other during that hit too.
I think so too. I think so because I'm pretty sure she was between us before that.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. One of our Spinthusiasts, Chris, says that was the year he was born.
Oh my goodness. I used to be you once, Chris, and I would always tell my instructors that.
Yeah.
Time
passes.
I know. So what have you been up to lately?
Well, a lot of stuff. We've been doing a lot of color guard things on our social media. And we're planning I'm currently like in the midst and mess of planning the virtual summer camp. So
yes.
Okay. I know I mentioned that to you before.
I would love to do that. Like, just let me know. I've been filming TikToks, trying to keep busy and stuff. So it'd be fantastic to be able to do help out with a virtual camp.
Yes! Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. I have missed you. So for those of you who don't know, Brittany had been teaching at camps. Brittany was actually one of the first instructors of Spintronics ever. You came in 2010, which was our second camp we ever had, and she came and taught advanced rifle, I think.
Yes. Actually, I think I taught flags that year.
Oh, okay.
I think I taught flags that year. And then later ended up teaching rifle the following year.
I just remember that video. I think it was in 2011 that your rifle class made where you guys did the tosses all in a circle and then you were like in the center. Oh, I love that. I still have that.
That was a good moment. They, all the kids that come to camp are just amazing. I feel like they inspire me to like push myself and push them. And so, they were like, oh, let's see how high we can toss. And I was like, you know what? Let's throw this song on and we're just going to toss in a ripple.
Yes.
And they were so excited about that, that moment. So I'm glad that you had a video
It's like that simple. It's like just that simple thing of like, this is what we can do. Let's just have some fun with it together.
Yeah. And we were all complete strangers, by the way. I mean, just
I know.
I think maybe a couple of them were at the same school, but for the most part, I think we had, 4 or 5 different schools at the camp that year.
We generally ran anywhere from like 6 to 12 different schools for the first few years of camp. So that was cool. But like with the virtual camp idea, I'm just excited about how many people we're going to be able to reach with this. You know, how many people from our normal, like people who want to come to camp normally versus people who couldn't maybe come to camp because they live too far away or whatever, they can come to the virtual camp. Like, it's going to be a cool setup.
Yeah. Ghost enthusiasts, tell all your friends. Come to the virtual camp because you don't have to leave your house.
Exactly. Maybe go outside.
Well, yes.
Maybe don't spend
we don't want to make parents upset.
No, Mom. Brittany told me I had to spend in the living room.
I can see the emails coming from that one.
Angry parent emails from virtual camps. Oh, man. So, also, yeah, you mentioned your TikTok. You have TikTok. How are you loving that?
Honestly, I mean, thank you so much to do TikTok because, you know, I always like to go and TikTok was blowing up, but I love it. I mean, the content that I've been seeing from just other guards, you know, like,
oh, yeah.
For just starting and, like, the different levels of skill. And it makes me feel good because I'm from, like, Arkansas, like, in a very small town, and the color guard program is teeny tiny. So to just see so many different people spinning all over the world, all over the country, it's good to see that the color guard world is so large. Because that's always just a fear that, you know, the guard going to be able to stand against the other arts like dance and cheerleading and things like that. So TikTok has really helped open my eyes to the fact that there's a lot of people out there and they're getting into color guard and they're enjoying it and they're just kind of finding like themselves and being able to express themselves through movement. And maybe that's not being on the dance team, you know, so it's good to see.
I have to pause on that conversation for a second because you're not going to believe who just hopped in our chat right now. Cameron Walton is here.
Oh my God! Cam! I plead the fifth.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Old memories, yes, old times. So good, so good. Oh man.
No.
Cam, I miss you.
Where are you now, Cam? Like, where are you living?
Where are you living? Just tell the world.
Right.
Oh, we need to have this reunion we keep talking about.
I know.
Oh my gosh. So you're
How
saying,
many years?
Oh, it's been so long. We keep talking about doing it, like 10-year reunion. Okay, go. And then no, and then like I don't know. It's crazy. No, but okay, so you're talking about like TikTok, like bringing everybody together. I think it's been so great for that because you can see all of these different levels and stuff. Before now, I think people were really scared to post online if they weren't like perfect. So
guilty. Yeah. I'm guilty of that.
Yep. It took me a long time. If you look at like when the YouTube channel was started and when I posted my first improv video, it took me something like 2 years to actually post a video of myself just spinning and not like trying to like show perfect technique and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it was a lot of pressure.
I think people like to see the imperfections though, even though we don't like to display that. I think it just makes you human. I mean, humans aren't perfect, so.
Absolutely. He says he's quarantining with his folks in LR. What's LR?
Ah, Little Rock.
Oh,
Little Rock. Okay.
I should know these things.
Well, Arkansan. But, well, that's good. I'm glad that you're safe. I haven't seen you in I don't even want to say it, but it's been a decade
Oh
probably
my
since I've
God,
seen you.
probably.
Like a literal one, not even using slang.
A literal
But
decade, yeah.
yes.
Probably. When was the last, when was the last time I went to World Championships is the question there.
You've gone more frequently than I have, though.
But I don't think I've been since 2012, maybe 2015. No, my sister and I went together in 2015, but it was before that I saw the last time I saw Cam. So
yeah, wow, it's been a good minute.
It's been a while. But yeah, so TikTok is showing us now. Okay, so now we have all these people out there getting brave, posting stuff, posting their process. That's something I started this new hashtag. If you follow it, it's called process over product. And basically it's the hashtag of people showing their process of learning something new or putting something new together. And a lot of people are using it to when they learn new tricks, and they're showing oh, here's me when I first started learning this trick. Here's me as I got better at this trick. And then new tricks or new tosses, or they're putting choreography together, writing choreography and doing process over product. I actually, I don't know if you saw the video. I put it on TikTok too, but I had it on the story for a while, where I caught my flag in the curtain and I just screamed at my flag.
Video.
It was so funny. It wasn't funny at the time. I was really honestly furious at the time. But it was so later on I was watching it and I was just that's hilarious. And that's exactly what I'm talking about with the whole process over product hashtag. I'm just going to put that out there. And I did. And people have been laughing with me ever since. But
Well, I need to do that because actually it was probably a couple of days ago. I was trying to film a flag TikTok. I don't even know if I actually ended up posting the choreography, but it was so windy, but I was determined I was going to post this video. And, I mean, no matter how hard I tried to adjust to the wind, it would fly over my head or almost hit the window. And the last time I tried to film it, it hit me in the mouth. And, I mean, my lips swelled so bad. And I just threw my flag on the ground and went in the house, and I told my husband, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I quit. The wind is terrible. And then 2 minutes later, I went back outside. I couldn't give up. I was like, I have to defeat the wind. I can't let the wind beat me.
Oh my gosh. But, I know exactly that feeling.
It's why do I live in the South?
So Adam Haji is on here, and he's one of our instructors at the Winter Guard. He just started with us this year, so you wouldn't have met him yet, but you will. He says he actually did some Googling on how to get more followers and views on TikTok, and he said to post imperfect videos because it can be a laugh for everyone, and then keep posting and following more people. So yeah, when you follow more people, they're going to come follow you back. I can't tell you how many times I've gone and just followed people because they follow me.
Okay. The hard thing with me about that, though, is there's so many babies on TikTok.
Babies?
10-year-olds, and I'm like, oh, that's just, the age gap is insane. But then it's I teach babies. Some of my students are, 12-year-olds. Yep. So, but for some reason, social media has me have the thought process of I shouldn't be having these babies on my social media. That's just uncomfortable. Here I am, 34, and they're just barely, out of middle school or getting into middle school, and it's just weird looking at that age gap.
Well, I think you have to think about it too. You're their role model. You're on there, showing them how to behave on social media. That's how I look at it. You're on there and you're this is how you act on social media. This is what you do. And we didn't have anybody like that. So we can't really.
That's very true.
Yeah. We didn't know how to act. We got on here and we were like, what's up? in our MySpace pages.
Oh my goodness, MySpace. Oh. Man, we were something with that MySpace. And then, I was in college when I decided to join the Facebook trend, though.
Yeah.
I fought that one as long as I could. But then finally, my roommate was like, look, you have to have a Facebook. You need to know what's going on.
Yeah, it just got to that point. It just got to that point. You have to.
Yeah. But I will say it's been fun. A lot of my students are loving it, you know, and it helps me motivate them to, you know, keep pushing and continue to be themselves. So it's amazing. It can be amazing. I mean, I see the negativity behind it, but I think if we can overcome that with more positivity with people like us, like you said, showing people how to act and not, you know, get too wild on there.
And I think that's what it is people are always looking for role models, you know, and sometimes they're finding them in the wrong places. So if we can go out there and be good role models, then, you know.
Very much so. Yeah.
So, Spin Enthusiasts, if you guys have any questions for us, drop them in the question box. The question box should be open.
Oh.
Yep, I've got it set up, so it is open. So if you've got questions about like marching drum corps or like the differences between color guard, like how long ago has it been now? It's been 15 years. Brittany, I just realized it is 2020. We marched together in 2005. It has been 15 years since we marched together.
Literally as long as some of our students have been alive.
Yeah? Holy cow. Oh my gosh.
Yes. But also, you know what's wild is that our instructors are still teaching. Like, what does that tell you about the sport? That you can, I mean, here we are in our 30s. Our instructors were probably very close to our age when they were teaching us.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it keeps you young. I think I would say that color guard keeps you young.
Yep. I always like to think about Marcus, and Marcus would always be like, I'm like he was just a diva, and he was just like this divine ageless being, and I was just like, I never knew how old he was, by the way. I know Jonathan was 23 because he had just aged out of Pride of Cincinnati when he was teaching us. But
I think Marcus was close to Copper's age.
Really?
I don't want to say older, but possibly even older than Copper. He'll come all the way back to the States just to bop me for that one.
Who you calling old,
but
Who you calling old?
I bet he could probably still outspin me to this day. He's so talented.
He's so good. He's so good. Oh man. So what are some of the things that you miss from like our marching days that they don't have anymore? Or that you don't have anymore because we're old now?
I mean, really just that immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to, I mean, honestly, my favorite moments from when we marched was just laying down at lights out and just talking about the insanity that we experienced that day, or like the blood, sweat, and tears, and just having someone there beside you all the time to just share an experience with. And then now I'm a mother, and like my kids are amazing, but I can't have deep conversations with them. You know, It's not like I can just walk over to Jackie's sleeping mat and say, Jackie's not gonna believe what happened to me today. You know, I miss that. And I think even with my high school group, even though we don't sleep in the gym, but I don't see them having that same togetherness. I am actually starting to see like little mini rivals. And, you know, we used to, I tell them all the time, there was a girl we marched with named Jillian, and had the longest legs I've ever seen. And anytime we were doing across the floors, I wanted to be next to Jillian so that I can do my sautés just as high as hers. And of course, I'm 5'5", 5'4", and she was almost 6 feet.
I know, she's so.
And so, but I was going to match her. Like my legs were going to look like her legs, and it was like that motivation. Whereas now, I think they kind of look at each other like, "Oh, she's perfect," or "Oh, she is better." When it's like, well, maybe she just spends a little bit more time, and maybe she's more natural at this, but you could be like, you may be more natural at that. Mm-hmm. So why not come together and like help each other grow? And so I think we had that a lot when we marched. And I don't know if it was just because we were getting beaten down so bad that we only had each other to like lift each other up. and I don't say beat down, but like we were going through. I mean, our muscles were basically just going through it with those long hours of rehearsal.
We were facing hardships. We really were. We were facing like the hardships of the rehearsal time and like being out in the heat and stuff. And like it just was it wasn't. I mean, I don't ever want to say we were abused because we definitely were not at our drum corps. I know I've heard some of the stories and stuff of other places, but like we were treated really well. But still, like drum corps puts your body through a lot. It puts your body through a lot. It puts your brain through a lot. And I think between the two, like the two things like working with each other, that's part of why it's so much harder than anything else you're gonna do.
Absolutely. It teaches you a lot, though. I think there has been moments of survival as an adult that, you know, I was able to get through because of what I've had to go through with marching drum corps and just being a competitive color guard member. You know, I was an athlete, basketball, volleyball, and I don't think I ever competed as hard as I did during marching season and color guard season with any sport that I've played. And so it just, I don't know, it just kind of brings something out of you.
It really does.
But, yeah, I just kind of miss that togetherness and that family of building each other up because, I mean, let's face it, I mean, color guard is not looked at the same, like, maybe what cheerleading is. And so, you know, it feels like we have to fight just that much harder to get noticed. And if we're beating each other down, then what's going to prevent, you know, other activities from thinking that they're better than us or, you know, their skill is more important than our skill versus we all have talents and we all, you know, bring something different to the table.
This is true. I think it's being seen a lot more too now with more people getting online and like posting themselves spinning and doing color guard out in their backyard. You know, people are seeing that. You know, maybe they're seeing it online, but they're seeing it in real life too. You know. Did you see that? Did you see that video that Irving posted where he was like spinning? He was like in the street or in an alley or something, and there were these people walking by. Did you see that one? And like, and like their reaction was something that was so, I feel like so typical. But like, I think in our day, when I would be spinning outside, people wouldn't acknowledge me. They would just, they might look, but they just, you know, there wouldn't be an acknowledgement, I mean.
Yeah, so I mean, even now, if I'm, you know, spinning in the front yard, I'll have people drive by and they're like, you're going to get it. And I'm like, I hope so, because I got to teach this choreography in like 2 days, you know, which I know they probably think I'm just a student. But, you know, just getting a random stranger encouraging me when they could see I'm clearly frustrated from whatever it is I'm doing. It is cool to get that recognition versus in 99 when people would just kind of, like you said, just kind of look and what's she doing and keep walking. And so that's cool. I never thought of it that way.
At our high school, I can't tell you how many times I got yelled the word faggot at me. And I'm like,
no way.
I had no idea what they meant. Like at the time, I was such a sheltered, like innocent. You remember how sheltered and innocent I was when I showed up in drum corps. When I showed up, I was like, "What is all of this world out here?" But people would yell that, and like, it was meant to be so derogatory, and I just said, "We have no idea. We didn't know what it was supposed to mean." And now you have like teams like the Flaggots from New York City who are freaking amazing. I don't know if you've seen their like pride performances, but they are incredible. There's another one from I think they're from Cleveland. There's like the Flaggots New York City, and then there's like the Flaggots in Ohio, which I think they're in Cleveland. And they like do all these different parades all around, and they're so good. They're so good.
See, I had no clue. I mean, wow. I didn't know that anything like that existed. That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Do you know Patrick Wright?
I don't think so.
I want to say he's from Little Rock. I know he's from Arkansas, but but I can't think of where exactly he lived. He
I
marched.
don't know.
He marched Madison. He was marching Madison Scouts while we were marching Memphis Sound.
Oh, yes. I took a picture with him.
Did you really?
Because I thought he was so amazing, and he knew Seth.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
I have a
gosh.
picture with. Yes, because I was in love with him.
He's on, or well, I don't know what he's up to now. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he was actually running Flaggets New York City for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he was like advertising all this stuff on Facebook about it, and I was like, dude, I want a Flaggets t-shirt, and he was like, okay, it's like $20 or however much it was, and I was just like, okay, and so he sent me. So I bought a Flaggets t-shirt from him.
Now I have to find him because, like, I don't know. I guess he was like a superstar. He was like a superstar to me. So it just never, dawned on me. Oh, like, we have mutual friends, and because I still see him as like this amazing being from 2005.
Yep.
That's awesome.
He was. Let's see. He was. I mean, we taught at a camp. We taught at a camp together in Walnut Ridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jackie, you're so awesome. I love how you just keep these connections and we can just be connected through you. That's cool.
I tried to. I really tried to. I want the whole color guard community to just be one big, huge color guard.
Wouldn't that be the best?
It would be so cool. Flags spinning all around the world. Speaking, have you done anything? Have you submitted anything for Robert Jordan's project, or have you seen anything about that?
No. How could I have not?
Well, it's kind of a big deal.
Anything with Robert Jordan is a big deal. He's amazing. What's he got going on?
So he created this choreography to the song "Everything I Wanted" by Billie Eilish.
Okay.
And basically what he did was he put it on YouTube, these instructional videos, and so you can pick if you want to do flag, rifle, saber, dance. And you learn his choreography, and then he has like a little submission form. You upload your video to YouTube, and then you put your link to your video in your submission form, and he's going to put together this huge video of everybody doing the choreography together.
Wow.
It's a giant project. I'm amazed at like what he's got to be taking on to do this, because I've put videos together before. I know how much work he's putting into this, but I did go ahead and learn the flag part and submit the flag part. So
when's the deadline?
The 8th. 4 more days.
Ooh. Can I do it?
I don't know, can you?
We'll see.
I will say it took me longer to learn. You only have to learn 16 counts. And so the choreography is actually I can't remember if it's 3 16s or 4 16s. And each 16 count is like harder than the previous 16 count, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So if you're just like a beginner and you just learn the first 16 counts and submit that, you're good.
Okay.
But yeah, I learned I got in there and I was like, I got it in my head. I was like, I can do all of it. I'm just going to learn all the flag part. I marched weapon for a billion years, but I'm just going to learn all the flag part. And somehow I thought that was going to be easier than doing all the weapon part, but it took a minute. It took a minute for me to learn it and like get it down and everything. So,
well, I will say his rifle stuff, woo, it burns. It burns so good. Gosh. There's one that you learned for your TikTok.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I need you to show me I'm so bad at the behind the back angle, like 45 tosses, but you did it so well. So I was like, Jackie has to show me how to do this.
It took me like 3 hours. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Yes.
I want to learn that one because that would be so much fun to like duet Jackie and Robert.
I'm going to tell you the secret that I figured out that I couldn't tell from the angle of his video. He actually steps forward with his left foot.
Okay.
And mine is you can see it a little bit better in mine. It's a little more extreme because of the angle. I angled the camera down more than what he had, but that was like the thing that was blocking me from being able to do it, was that I didn't know he was stepping forward.
Okay, I'll have to try that because it's such. I mean, I love all. If I could learn all of this choreography, I would. I get frustrated. So
He's
I have to do
really
like
good.
bits and pieces. He's really good.
But when you
And
also
young.
when you submit your if you submit a piece to the project, he actually has these technique videos, and you just like checkbox which ones you want, and he'll send you a whole bunch of technique videos, so you can learn some of his like exercises and techniques for training.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Which I thought about doing like lessons with Katie
Uh-huh.
and him, like, because I feel like my arsenal is just going out of like challenging my kids, because they are just they're insane. They're like, okay, I'm gonna spend all night working on this. Okay, I got it. I need something new, and I'm like, I was hoping that it would last like take you at least 2 days to learn that, you know. But they're so eager and they want to learn, and they're skilled. I'm like, how am I gonna keep up with this? Because a lot of them are like natural dancers, or like took dance classes or trained, and I'm like, oh gosh, like I need to step up my game so that I can keep my kids challenged, because they are challenging me for sure.
I think that's the thing, honestly, that makes you such an incredible instructor, is that you're not just like okay with being like, oh, well, this is what we did when I was marching, so this is what you're going to do, the end. You're actually like, hey, we're going to take this to the next level. You guys are eager and ready to go. Let's do it, you know.
I'll say that Erica and I, when we taught together, we would always tell our girls, we want you to be better than us. Like, we want to come and watch you and just think, wow, she's 10 times better than I was at her age.
Yep.
Like, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
My husband's back and picking with me.
Aww.
But he needs attention. He just got off work not too long. Well, probably about a couple hours ago. I'm sure the kids are driving him insane. But I'm enjoying myself, so I'm going to stay out here.
I'm enjoying you too.
I'm terrible.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. But I'm going to have to thank you for telling me about that, because, I mean, I've always loved watching those videos when people do, like, get all their friends together to film and piece together a video. I think that's the coolest thing, which is something I've never been a part of before. So,
well, you should do it. It's so fun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. And I may attempt rifle. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. I will say the flag was very challenging.
I know. When you said that, I was like, okay.
Yeah. But you know what was the hardest thing for me? There's this really big toss that I thought was going to be hard. It's like, it like slings around, then comes back around and does a lasso. And I was like looking at it, I was like, oh, that's really hard. But then I like broke it down and I was like, oh, it's really like it's all stuff I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the thing that tripped me up the most was he did this thing where he like put the flag behind his head and did an ensemble with his feet. Could not get that for the life of me. Like I could do it. Like I could break it down and do it. But I was like, why is my brain not wrapping around this? It's the easiest thing in the whole world.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
My brain was just stuck on it. That's all.
Yes.
But I think like so like our students get to see that. And like when we were marching, if we wanted to see like really good color guard, we had to go there. You know, we had to go watch DCI shows. We had to go watch WGI shows. There was no like YouTube didn't even exist until 2005.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Adam says go.
I'm reading the comments now.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I need to, you know, gain the courage. Maybe tomorrow. Like I can get up before everybody gets up in the house and go out in the backyard and try it.
Yeah. His instructional videos are really clear cut too, honestly. I really liked the way he did his instructional videos. Joe wants to know, can I show you a trick?
Sure.
Joe, send it to my DMs. Me, I am drinking Decaffeinated green tea because I have to go to bed after this live stream because I'm old.
Meanwhile, I just had a coffee.
Oh my gosh, no. I would be up all night.
I might be. I probably should. I've got a class I'm taking this summer that I need to do some reading for. It's World Lit, so.
Oh, okay.
World Lit too. So it's interesting. There's a couple of the poems where they're just like a little over my head, or maybe like I'm over analyzing them. But then there are some that are just like kind of hit close to home, and it's like, wow, I completely understand what you were feeling when you wrote this. But I've never been one to be deep into poetry, so it's kind of opened my eyes a little bit to something new.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my teacher's cool too. Pretty laid back, so that's good.
Is it so? It's like a grad school class, or are you did your undergrad already, right?
Well, technically, I just graduated from that.
Oh,
from
yeah,
my undergrad.
Right.
Right.
Graduation day.
Right. I told my husband, I said, please take a picture, because Robert takes forever to get to.
Right. Well, are you going to be able to, like, will they leave it up so you can go back and look at it again, too?
I think so. I think it'll be up for a little while. But it's exciting. And it's funny because I told my mom, I said, I'm not going to my graduation because it's my associates. I still, like, I'll walk for my bachelor's. And with COVID happening and our graduation being virtual, well, I watched it and I sat through the whole thing.
Aww.
So, so I got to go to my graduation without having to go. I'm antsy. I don't like to sit for long periods of time. I get bored really quickly.
I think that's a trait of people who are in color guard. I think color guard attracts the kind of people who can't sit still for very long.
Yes, I think we've had this conversation before.
I think so
where,
too.
like, we all have either ADD or not necessarily diagnosed or maybe diagnosed, but like we all have something going on to where it kind of connects us where, like you said, we have to keep moving or have to constantly use that creative side in order to function.
Yep.
Okay, how I know that I'm following him on YouTube, but maybe I haven't. I've subscribed to so much. And then the kids now get on YouTube, and I have tons of crazy cartoons on here that I'm like, what on earth?
Oh.
But I'm sure I can find him.
Yeah, subscribe on his YouTube, and it should be like the first couple of videos on there. He's got like a compilation video of him and Katie doing all of the work and like where it fits in the music, and then he's got like each part broken down. So
okay, cool. Good.
It's like I said, it's a lot of work. I mean, you remember the summer that Erica and I and you did all of those videos where I had a video post every single day for the whole summer.
I don't know
2 summers in a row. Oh my gosh.
How did you do that?
It was nuts. And I was teaching drum corps.
Damn.
So I was like after lights out, everybody was going to bed. I was like sitting there like uploading videos and like, trying to like, hopefully the school had Wi-Fi because I have no cell service anywhere in this country.
Well, that's challenging. That's challenging when you travel too.
Yes.
I remember always like holding our phones up, praying that we can be connected to the world through our cell phones, and we end up in some random city in Iowa with no service.
What do you think about kids now that like marching drum corps? Like now they have their cell phones, and now like 9 times out of 10 they do have service, and like they have they're taking like these things with them on the road. Like,
well, I'll say there's something that's amazing about that, and something that, like, I hope that it doesn't take away from their experience. Because, like, I think we probably enjoyed our experience much more because we weren't connected to anything else but drum corps and that moment. But then also, I think it's amazing when I see people with, like, GoPros, and they're filming, like, their run-throughs and, like, seeing it from their perspective, and it really gives people who have no clue the amount of energy it takes to march drum corps. It gives them the perspective of like, look at this camera like bouncing around and they're rolling on the ground and, you know, breathing super hard. And so it's like kind of for me, nostalgia of like, oh, I'm in that moment again, you know, because I'm watching it from your perspective. So I think it has its positives and negatives.
I'm just hoping they're not like sitting and texting on the bus all night and they're actually like, because I feel like that, like you were saying before about like sitting in the gym and like talking to each other, I feel like the bus was also a big place where we all bonded. And
Absolutely.
I don't know. So I taught at Legends. When I was teaching at Legends, it was, I mean, obviously I rode the staff bus, so I don't really know what the kids were doing on their buses. But I know that there were times when the drum majors would be like, okay, everybody put your phones up. Like, we're done with phones for the night. Like, y'all talk to each other. And so I think that was good too. Like keeping some of that sort of culture of connectedness with each other versus connectedness with the real world alive.
True, very true. Which, you know, of course, my boyfriend was marching with us and left. So I did spend a lot of time, like, actually arguing with him more because I made the choice to experience drum corps, and he made the choice to leave.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, you know, I'm sorry that you decided that drum corps was not for you, but I love it, and I'm going to experience it. And, you know, we probably broke up so many times over the course of the summer because he wanted my undivided attention, but I wanted to live in that moment. And, you know, in color guard, you always, I mean, in general, you always wanted to be the best. So oftentimes you cut meal time short to go practice and things like that. But I wonder, like, if students are still doing that, or like you said, if they're on their cell phones, checking their social media, seeing what's going on back home, you know.
I hope not. I hope they're just, like, completely engrossed in the moment. That's what I hope for them.
Yeah.
And relationships in drum corps. Like, you're talking about your boyfriend. Why? Like, why? I don't even know why we've been trying. I mean, I know there are a lot of relationships that have gone on and, like, become, you know, they've gotten married and had kids and, like, was just a wonderful, you know, I have friends who have great relationships from drum corps, but, like, in general, so often they're not going to work. Just let it go. It's okay. You don't have to marry somebody you marched with.
Right. Which, of course, he and I started, I probably wouldn't have auditioned if it wasn't for him, so I give him that. Because he received a spot in Memphis Sound in 2003. And decided not to return. And then we went back together in 2004. But I remember Candace watching her perform in 2003 during one of, like, the show and tells. And I was like, I can't do this. There's no way. Like, I don't have the skill for that. Like, I came from a high school to where we didn't even weight our silks. We didn't weight our poles.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, and we were doing full locks for doubles. So it was just, like, completely, you know, not poor technique, but just the technique that I was taught compared to, like, the technique that we were learning in drum corps was night and day. And, I mean, 2004 was a challenge for me. But I am thankful for our instructors because I learned so much from them. And, I mean, to this day, I basically just take a little piece of them and put it into my teaching. But, man, it was hard.
I love the fact that we've had so many different instructors over our careers because like you can pull the best things from all your different instructors and like put that into your teaching. And it's so good.
Absolutely. And different types of technique, which I think I've had more instructors from cabbies. But then 2004, our instructors came from Phantom. They were Phantomettes. And so just kind of seeing the different styles and the way that they taught things and the way that their bodies move. And then we had Jonathan, who was just a goddess. Like, I am so jealous. I'm jealous that you got to spend so much time with him on Saber because
it was very frustrated time. I will say that because I was like, no, this man, I know he's gay, but I will change that. I never changed that.
at all. I think we all had that thought. Oh my goodness. Jordan said that he hates weighted poles. How? So, what do you use? Just
Help me with
oh, you hate weighting them. You hate weighting. Okay, yes. It's a task.
It is definitely a task.
I try to do like each season. I literally pull all my students in the room, in our guard room, and we strip all of the poles down, and I teach them tediously how to tape the weights and how to tape the butts and everything on. And still someone ends up with like a pound of tape on their poles or upside down, like the heavier weight or the weight that we want on top ends up on bottom, or they don't have a weight on a side. And I'm like,
why did you take your weight? Where did it go? I gave you two. Yeah.
Right. And it's like we sit there and I say, okay, first step. This is what we do. Like I almost feel like I'm talking to kindergartners, and I feel so bad. But then when we go to untape them, and I see the pound of tape on one bolt, I'm like, well, this is to talk to you like kindergartners sometimes.
This is why your flag was too heavy.
This is why you were hurting all season and couldn't get your toss out.
Okay, I have one more question I have to ask you, Brittany.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
You're going to love this one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Who spilled the Gatorade?
Heaven, only God knows. Only God knows.
Well, and the person who did it better know.
Man, I know they were terrified. I would have been terrified. No. I would have cleaned up the Gatorade.
I know. Like, if I spilled, I would have cleaned it up. Oh, my gosh.
I really think it had to have been, like, a baby. Like, a very young, maybe someone who may have been, I hate to use this term, a tick.
Yeah,
who, like,
maybe.
was constantly getting berated for, like, oh, you're the reason we have to do push-ups again. I feel like it would have been someone like that. And so when they spilled the Gatorade, they were like, I can't,
I just can't handle it. Can't take it anymore. I've heard that theory. My other favorite theory that I've heard is it was a staff member.
Yes. Yeah. But honestly, I would be so upset with them if it were. Like, making us get up and run when you spilled the Gatorade, like, that's not okay.
In the middle of the night, though, like,
right.
it was like 1 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous, and we had to run laps outside of the dark school.
It was a terrifying school, by the way. Like, it was just, you were in the neighborhood the whole time. It was just weird. It was uncomfortable.
Yep.
But man, a story we will never forget.
Oh yeah, no, we will never ever forget that story.
We're gonna be 90, trying to figure out.
trying to figure out who spilled the Gatorade. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to let you go. We're getting close to time here.
Yes.
Those of you, if you guys enjoyed our little rendezvous, Brittany is on. I mean, she's on Instagram. You can go follow her Instagram. But what is your TikTok? What's your TikTok handle?
Probably Miss Roberts still.
Okay, Miss Roberts.
I'll have to look. Share it or something.
I'll put it. I can put it in the description too, so you guys can. Yeah, I'll share it with you guys, so you can go follow Brittany and watch all of her beautiful color guard TikToks too. Be so much fun.
Jordan wants to know the Gatorade story. Maybe we could do a TikTok about the Gatorade.
Oh, I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can do a TikTok.
We should.
About the Gatorade story. That would be something else.
Yes. And people would probably not get it, but it's okay.
We would get everyone who marched with us that year would know exactly what we were talking about.
Absolutely.
They would all be furious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
but
my gosh.
It's been great.
Yes.
And
it's been a good time.
Get some rest.
We'll do. You too. Don't let those babies drive you crazy.
Oh my gosh. Too late. No, I'm just kidding. They should be in bed by now. Fingers crossed. All right. Have a good night.
Bye, Brittany. See ya.
Bye.
So those of you guys who are still watching, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out whenever with Brittany and me. You know, we had marched together and it was so much fun. Next week on the live, I have Hawken coming in. So if you guys know our camp staff and people who've worked with Spintronics in the past, Hawken is from Florida and he works at Walt Disney World. And of course, right now everything's closed, but I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point. He wants to discuss some things with you guys concerning LGBTQ issues in color guard. So I'll make some reminders about that and post them on social media so you guys can all see. And I think that's it from me. Don't forget we have giveaways coming up. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube if you don't already. Share this video with all your friends. Color guard is so much more fun when you get to do it on a team. Bye, guys.